Morning, baseball fans. Anthony with Bleacher Bums Gaming, and we are coming to you from the friendly confines of Wrigley Field, where Fergie Jenkins and the Cubs return after a West Coast swing, which saw moderate success for Fergie. And today, especially in his last two starts, actually, and today, Fergie and the Cubs welcome in the Atlanta Braves, led, of course, by Hank Aaron, Orlando Cepeda, Clete Boyer, and Rico Carty, a very formidable offensive lineup. And in today's game, which was played 8-20 of 69, the Braves came up on top 6-2. And in real life at this point, coming into this game, Fergie had a record of 17-10, a 2.72 ERA. 241 plus innings pitched, 200 hits, 57 walks, 217 Ks, and 19 home runs allowed. In the replay, Fergie had a pace 20-8, a 2.05 ERA, 254 innings pitched, 183 hits, 39 walks, 216 strikeouts, so just one off the real life total, and close on home runs at 15. So we will get started with our starting lineups. First for the Braves, Sonny Jackson at short leads off, followed by Tony Gonzalez in center, Hank Aaron in right, Rico Carty in left, Orlando Cepeda at first, Clete Boyer at third, Felix Millan at second, Bob Didier behind the dish, and Ron Reed is on the mound for the visiting Braves. For your hometown Cubs, Don Kessinger leads off at short, Glenn Beckert at second, Billy Williams in left, Ron Santo at third, Ernie Banks at first, Jim Hickman at right, and today, starting in place of his usual battery mate, Randy Hundley, Ken Rudolph will be behind the plate, so we'll see if that affects Fergie's game at all. And Don Young will bat eighth in center field, and of course Fergie hitting ninth and pitching. So without further ado, and I got my right arm out of the shoulder sling yesterday, so I have two hands to play again finally. Though shoulder's still a little stiff, but we'll make do. Sonny Jackson up, and Fergie brings it tough, and right off the bat, that's going to be a single back up the middle as Jackson. Not having any of that slider, so he comes through for the Braves. And we will not try and steal. All right, up next, Tony Gonzalez. And Jackson gets his lead at first. That's going to be tough as well. And Fergie again. And again, using the fast action cards for advancement. Gonzalez fights off a tough pitch. And that is a line drive into left field. Runner on first, advance one base. So runners at first and second to start the first. And perhaps the change in catchers is having an effect on Fergie. We'll see. Brings up Hank Aaron and runners. First and second. Here comes a pitch and patient 85. And Fergie comes back strong. It's going to be a ground ball down to shortstop. Kessinger whips it over to second base and back to Banks. A 6-4-3 twin killing. And going to third is Sonny Jackson. So a huge ground out. Off the bat of Hank Aaron, and Fergie able to induce a double play. Brings up Rico Carty, runner on third. And seven's going to be in play, and that's a ground ball to Kessinger again. He goes a short way, or across the diamond, runner's on third, never mind. So 6-3 on that put out, and Fergie bounces back after giving up two hits to start the game. Going to the bottom of the first inning, no score, and Cubs coming to bat. Kessinger. And that'll be in play, and Kessinger grounds that down to second base, picked up by Felix Millan, and a short sidearm toss to first, one down. Glenn Beckert, the batter, and that's going to be a ballpark, and 60 will be in play. In play against the right-hander, and that's a fly ball into right field, and casually out there coming in to take that is Hank Aaron. So Hank, soft toss back to the infield, brings up sweet swinging Billy Williams, and that's going to be an in-play result, and Williams drives that back up the middle, a two-out single, so the Cubs in business here in the first. And Ron Santo, the cleanup batter, seeing if he can pick things up. And that's going to be a tough out, not happening. Ground ball down to second base, and the short way Mian flips it to Sonny Jackson. Side is retired, so the Cubbies get a hit. And Reed, a tough out on 9 there, so whatever you roll is going to be an out if it's not a strikeout. And that takes us to the second inning, the baby bull, Orlando Cepeda. And that's going to be a tough result. Cepeda can't check his swing. The slider, called strike 3. That made no sense. Can't check his swing and called strike 3. So he broke the plane and it was called strike anyway. There you go. 1 down. Fergie, tough result again. Coming to Clete Boyer. Swing and a miss. The high heat. Fergie, 2 strikeouts in a row to start the second. Felix Mian and Felix the Cat. That's going to be a tough result as well. And Mian drives that into center field, and going back a few steps to take that is going to be Young. So 3 up, 3 down, and Fergie, as he usually does after a shaky start, bounces back strong in the second, and Ernie Banks is going to lead it off for the Cubbies, and that's going to be a tough result. And Ernie, 67, will be a ground ball down to second base. So Mian busy for the Braves, 1 down. Jim Hickman coming up. Ron Reed, who was 18-10 with a 3.47 ERA in 1969, gets the signals, kicks, delivers, and ground ball down to third base. And down there, Boyer, a nice backhand play, long throw across the diamond, 2 down, brings up Ken Rudolph. And again, not Fergie's usual catcher in there today. That's going to be an in-play result, and Rudolph pops that up into shallow right field. Going back to take that is Mian. So 2 putouts for Felix in this inning, and the Cubbies go 1, 2, 3. And shocker, we have a 1969 pitching duel, which a lot of them were. And Fergie starting the third inning now. 10's going to be an in-play result, and Didier, that's going to be a sharp single. He drives that between third and short. So for the second time in this game, the Braves have a runner on, and we're going to do a sacrifice bunt here. All right, so Reed lays it down, and 96, 96 actually is a potential error. So we need to get a fielder, and that is going to be the catcher. And Rudolph okay, Rudolph, oh boy, that's not good. And Rudolph actually does not make an error, so sacrifice is successful. 2-3 there, and going over to second base is Didier. And that throw is a little bit wild, but Banks pulled it in and bailed out his catcher. That brings up top of the order Sonny Jackson. And tough result to Jackson. And Jackson, again, a single. And that is going to be a hard grounder into right field, and runner on first. 1 base, runner on second comes around to score. So chugging around third base is Didier. The sacrifice pays off, and the Braves jump to an early 1-0 lead here in the top of the third. And we're going to see if Jackson wants to steal. He's going to. And Young with an arm of 3. All right, so 3C, and there goes Jackson. Here comes the throw, and 41 catches him. A gun down by Rudolph. A strong throw to second base. Sonny Jackson caught stealing, and the second out of the inning. And heading back to the dugout with minimal argument with the second base umpire. Fergie ready for the next batter, and kicks, delivers. That's going to be a fly ball into right field, and the Cubbies again escape further damage. The Braves do get a run on 2 hits. Nobody left, and we head to the bottom of the third inning, 1-0. Braves in the lead. Don Young, the batter, face Reed. And it's going to be a ballpark check, and that is just going to be in play. So 31 and just out of range. That's going to be a line drive to shortstop, and a leaping stab out there at shortstop by Sonny Jackson. Takes away a base hit, and Young pounds the bat into stuffs, goes back to the dugout, brings up Fergie Jenkins, 1 down. Here comes a pitch, and tough result, and Fergie, no match for that high fastball from Reed. 4 pitches, 3 strikes, 2 outs, and top of the order, Don Kessinger. Kessinger staring down Reed. Here it comes in play. Kessinger, and that is a hard hit ground ball down to third base. Boyer picks it up, whips it across the diamond. A nice scoop in the dirt by Cepeda, and Cubs go down in order in the third. So we're through 3, and the Braves leading Fergie and the Cubs 1-0. Hammer and Hank Aaron set to lead it off. And 4, ballpark, that could have been dangerous. Going to be in play instead of wheelhouse, thankfully. And Fergie drives it in tight, and Aaron has to fight that off. That's a ground ball down to Banks at first. He's going to take it himself. 1 down. And Fergie dodges a bullet there. Rico Carty, the batter now. And that's going to be tough. And Rico drives that over the shortstop's head, and a base hit. Fighting off tough pitches. That's the 3rd time it's happened. And when Fergie's not getting that strikeout pitch, he sometimes gets in trouble as the baby bull steps in. Cepeda did strike out his first time up, and that is going to be a fly ball into left field. Sweet swinging Billy Williams. Routine play out there, 2 down. Clete Boyer, the batter. Fouls that one off, as you heard hitting the screen. Getting his lead from first base is Carty. Here comes a pitch, tough, 26, swing and a miss. Boyer whiffed for the 2nd time, and Fergie pounds the glove back to the dugout. The Cubs run off the field. We're heading to the bottom of the 4th. Braves 1-0 lead, and Glenn Beckert set to lead it off for the Cubs. Ron Reed gets a hitch, and tough. That's going to be a fly ball into left field, and running near the foul line is Carty to pull that in. 1 down. Sweet swinging Billy Williams, the batter. A patient result, and Williams is going to work a walk out of this as 5 pitches, trots down to first base. Reed not happy with himself on that at bat, and we're going to see if Williams going to get adventurous, gets a lead, but not going to be able to steal, as that brings up Santo. 1 down, runner at first base, and that's going to be tough. Ground ball down to shortstop, 6, and that is within the double play rating of both. 6-4-3 twin killing. So after the walk, Reed comes back with a tough pitch to induce the double play from Santo, and we are through 4. Braves 1-0 in this one. And the fiery Felix Mion set to lead it off. Tough against Fergie, 55, and that's going to be a ground ball down to second base. So Beckert, the easy 2-hopper there, throws out Mion, and that brings up Didier, who has scored the only run in this game, singled in the 3rd. And here comes a pitch, tough from Fergie, and that's a ground ball down to Kessinger. Ranging to his right, plants feet, throws, and Didier's retired. Bringing up Ron Reed as Fergie looks to get a 3-up, 3-down inning. Another tough result, and the slider. Reed was baffled. Looked foolish swinging at that. Strike 3, and down in order go the Braves in the 5th. Heading to the bottom of the inning, Ernie Banks set to lead it off against Reed. Braves have a 1-0 lead. Reed gets a sign, tough, 29, and Big Ernie checks his swing and foul tipped it in the catcher's glove. Strike 3 to start the 5th. Jim Hickman, the batter. Reed gets a sign, delivers, and in play result, it's going to be a fly ball into left field, and Rico Carty. No problems bringing that in. 2 outs for the Cubbies, and Ken Rudolph popped up to second base his first time up. Tough, 60, and Rudolph badly fooled by that curveball. And way out in front, strike 3, another 3-up, 3-down inning for Reed and the Braves as we head to the top of the 6th. Still 1-0, Atlanta in the lead. Top of the order, Sonny Jackson. And tough result from Fergie. That's going to be a fly ball into center field. Easy play out there for Don Young. 1 down to start the 6th. Left-handed hitting Tony Gonzalez. He has singled and flown out to right field. Fergie looking to stay tough, and that's going to be a fly ball into center field again. Young, 2 balls hit to him, 2 outs, and hammering Hank Aaron up. Aaron had a good opportunity early in the game, hit into a double play in the first. Like a little bit of redemption for that. It's going to be a patient result. No redemption here as he drives that right at sweet swinging Billy Williams. So 3 fly balls, 3 outs. Braves are gone in the 6th. 1-0 they lead as the Cubbies are coming up to bat. It's going to be Don Young, Fergie, and top of the order to Kessinger. Both these pitchers have endurance. Fergie can go 9, Reed can go 8. So here comes a pitch, and tough to Don Young, and Young, overwhelmed by that fastball, had no chance. Ring him up back to the dugout, and Fergie Jenkins steps to the plate. Reed gets a sign, and it's going to be in play, and Fergie says, I'm going to take matters into my own hands, and he bloops that into center field, just over the outstretched glove of shortstop Sonny Jackson, and the Cubbies are in business. 1 down, 1 on, top of the order. Kessinger, Reed, and Jenkins exchange a smile, and this is going to be a rare play. So again, to grab my runner on, Glory Days Boxing Baseball Rare Play chart. And 0-4 with a runner on first. Batter singles, runner advances 1. Batter tagged out on hidden ball trick. So Fergie down to second base. Kessinger credit with the single and trapped by the oldest gag in the book. Orlando Cepeda came back with the ball. Kessinger took a step and was tagged out. So 2 down, and Kessinger heading back to the dugout. Not going to be greeted with favorable words as Beckert comes up. Runner on second, 2 down now. And that's going to be an in-play result. And Beckert, that's going to be a ground ball down to shortstop. Sonny Jackson across the diamond to Cepeda, and the Cubbies get a couple of hits but squander them, falling victim to the schoolyard hidden ball trick here in the 6th inning, and we head to the 7th. Braves 1-0 up, and Fergie facing Rico. It's going to be a tough result, and Rico, swing and a miss, ring him up, and that's a strikeout for Fergie, his 5th of the game. As the baby bull steps in, he's done a good job, only 1 hit and 8 at-bats for the meat of the order thus far. Ballpark, and that is going to be again in play. So Fergie dodging a couple of bullets there, and that'll be a fly ball into center field. That is deep, but plenty of room out there to pull that in for Young. 2 down as Cepeda back to the dugout, and Clete Boyer, who has struck out twice today. Fergie looking for the hat trick. 6, tough, he's got it. Swing and a miss, and Boyer disgusted with himself. Fergie has his number today as we head to the 7th inning stretch. And Harry Carey up in the booth, happy to be home and leading the Wrigley faithful in the old ball game as he ogles the stands for young girls, as he likes to do, especially after he's had 2 or 3 Budweisers at this point in the game. So bottom of the 7th, Billy Williams, Ron Reed still on the hill for the Braves, pitching well. That's going to be patient, and sweet swinging Billy Williams. It is going to be a sharp single into right field, so the Cubbies start off the 7th with a base runner, and Williams, he's going to stay put this time. Santo the batter, and it's going to be patient again, and Reed falling apart here. This time giving up the free pass. So Cubbies on first and second, and Ernie Banks, Mr. Cub, has a chance to be a late inning hero, and we've seen this throughout this replay. Fergie falls down by a run or 2 early. His teammates try to pick him up, and that's tough. 48, and Ernie Banks, he's going to come through again. And a ground ball up the middle. Runner on second scores. Runner on first advances 2. So we are tied up at 1, and Ernie Banks still only 1 out. And the Braves bullpen is going to get busy. Claude Raymond and Paul Doyle are up and throwing as the wheels have come off for Reed here in the 7th inning. And that hometown singing, a Harry Carey does it every time. That's going to be an in-play result, 65. And infield was in. That's going to be a ground ball down to second base. Okay, and we will still go for holding the runner. And we'll go the short way, so that's going to be a 4-6 put out. Runner at third holds, fielder's choice. Now the infield will be at double play death, one down. Runners at the corner, Ken Rudolph the batter, and the seldom used catcher. In play result, and that's going to be a fly ball into right field. And not going to be deep enough to get the run home from third. So Rudolph can't come through. And 2 outs now, and Don Young, Reed on the verge of doing a Houdini-like escape here, and tough, 68, just missed been a hit instead. That's a ground ball down to second base, and Reed's going to pitch his way out of it. Wow. So a couple of hits and a run. Cubbies tie it. They should have gone ahead, though, as we head to the 8th inning, 1-1 now, and coming to bat for the Braves, Felix Millan. And tough from Fergie. That's going to be a fly ball into center field. Young takes care of that. Millan 0 for 3 on the day, brings up Bob Didier. Didier singled and scored the Braves run and grounded out to shortstop. It's going to be an in-play result. Ground ball down to third. Santo, long throw across the diamond. Banks picks it out of the dirt. 2 down. And a predicament. Yeah, we're going to pinch hit. So Reed really had things going his way. Went 7 innings, only gave up 5 hits, 1 run. It was earned. But that 7th inning, he came undone. So struck out 3, 4, and walked 2. Well, tough outing for Mr. Reed, and that's going to bring in a very capable reliever in Paul Doyle. Doyle, 1969, 2-0, 2.08 ERA, 4 saves. And he will be entrusted with finishing the game, and we're going to get a pinch hitter. Yeah, don't mind me. Pinch hitter will be Philippe Alou. All right. Get my stuff together here. All right, so Philippe Alou hitting for Ron Reed. Here comes a pitch for Fergie. Tough, 54, and that's going to be a ground ball down to second base. So Fergie, 3 up, 3 down, go the Braves in the 8th, and they will have the top of the order coming up in the 9th, but the Cubbies looking to make a little hay against Paul Doyle in the 8th inning here. Fergie's going to lead it off, and they are going to leave him in. He's not a terrible hitting pitcher, except for this time, as 3 straight pitches he goes down. But you got to leave Fergie in that situation. 1-1 game. He's pitching well for the most part. Only has given up a total of 5 hits himself. So top of the order, Kessinger. And ballpark 05 wheelhouse. And again, the wrong person up there, Kessinger. He takes a big cut anyway, and that is going to be a fly ball into center field, going back to the wall, the track, reaching up, and he's got the catch out there in center, Tony Gonzalez. So big drive for Kessinger. Can't get it done. He had a shot, though, and top of the order. 6 in play, Beckert, and Beckert drives that down the left field line. That's going to get into the corner. Beckert chugging around first. He's coming into second base to throw the slide. He's safe. Beckert, 2-out double, Cubs. Runner in scoring position, sweet swinging Billy Williams. Can he be the hero? Tough, 55. No, he cannot. That's a harmless fly ball into left field. Rico Carty puts it away and heads to the dugout as the Cubbies strand the go-ahead and potential winning run at second base. We will go to the ninth inning, 1-1. Fergie still on the hill for the Cubs. And that's going to be a tough result. And he gets Sonny Jackson. Slider on the outside corner. Jackson came nowhere close to that. One down. Tony Gonzalez, the batter. 4, ballpark, wheelhouse, and 34 or less. Oh, just missed that. Instead, that's a double, though, as Gonzalez drives that into the right center field gap. One hops the wall, and he's into second base standing. And frantic action in the Cubbies bullpen. Ted Abernathy and Hank Geary, a righty-lefty warm up. One down. Hank Aaron, the batter. Fergie, he needs to come up big here. Tense situation. 9, tough, and he's going to do it. 87. That's a ground ball down to shortstop, and runner at second will hold 2 down. So a tough pitch by Fergie induces the ground out. Rico Carty, the batter now. And patient result, Rico, ground ball down to Kessinger again, and Fergie gives up a 1-out double but pitches out of it. We're heading to the bottom of the 9th inning, and Fergie will be good for 1 more after this. 1-1, and Cubbies with Santo, Banks, and Hickman. So Paul Doyle on the mound. Here comes the pitch. 7's going to be tough to Santo, and Santo, no chance of that fastball. 1 down. Big strikeout for Paul Doyle. Ernie Banks, the batter. Ernie looking for a good wheelhouse shot, and we go to the rare play chart again. So no runners on base. 47, and go to the weather chart and roll 1d10 for a result. And everything is fine. So we will do the at-bat. Sky is cloudy, but umpire is going to let it go through this slight drizzle, and that's going to be an in-play result to Ernie, and 84 is going to be a ground ball down to short. Sonny Jackson over to Cepeda. 2 down, and last chance before we go into free baseball, Jim Hickman. Can he get it done? That's going to be tough. 48 to Hickman, and no, he cannot. Doyle, second strikeout of the inning. 3 up, 3 down. We're heading to extra frames. Cubbies and Braves tied at 1, and Fergie, his fatigue was the 9th. At this point, he will be good until he gives up a walk or a hit. And, of course, only through the 10th inning. So this is going to be a tough result to Cepeda. And that's a sharp drive into left field right at sweet swinging Billy Williams. 1 down. Clete Boyer, the batter. And 10, that's going to be an in-play result. And Boyer, hard single into left field. And that's going to be it for Fergie. So Jenkins goes 9 1/3 inning. Gives up 7 hits, 1 run at this point. Had a good day in terms of control. 7 strikeouts, no walks. So the new Cubbies pitcher is going to be Ted Abernathy. And Abernathy, 3.16 ERA. In 1969, 4-3 record and 3 saves. And the Cubs have a big 3 in the bullpen. Regan, Abernathy, and Geary. So Abernathy, I'm going to try and end this right now. Here comes a pitch, and that's going to be a patient result to Felix Millan. And Millan draws the base on ball, so runners on first and second. And things getting sketchy now for the Cubbies as Didier steps in. Pitcher spot will be next, and we will obviously have a pinch hitter. 82 is going to be a ground ball down to shortstop, and that is above both double play ratings. So runners will go to second and third. 6-3 as the only play that Kessinger had was to first, and Cecil Upshaw is going to come on for the Braves. So solid 2 innings for Doyle. Gave up just a single hit, no runs. Did not walk anybody and struck out 3 Cubbies. And pinch hitter for the Braves, would have been nice to have a Lou here. We have choices of Mike Lum, Tito Francona. That might be our best bet. Actually, we're going to go Tommy Aaron. So the other Aaron, he's going to come up to pinch hit, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Chance to be a hero. Abernathy gets a sign. Here comes the pitch in play, and 0-9. That is going to be a single. And wow, 2 outs. That's going to drive in the go-ahead run. And Mian, he's coming around to score as well. So a 2-run single, and that puts Fergie on the line for the loss as the pinch hitter. Tommy Aaron gets it done, and the Braves, especially Hank, are going crazy. 2 outs, top of the order, and what a tough loss for Fergie if the Cubbies can't come back. 6-2 in real life, 3-1 here in the 10th. And he could have used that result last batter. That is going to be tough, and ground ball down to second base. Beckert takes care of it, and inning is over. But 2 hits and 2 runs. And we head to the bottom of the 10th inning. Cubbies going to be scrambling here as Doyle is on the line for the win, and Upshaw will try and get the save. He's going to have Rudolph, Young, and the pitcher spot, and we will definitely, of course, have a pinch hitter there. And against a right-hander, Paul Popovich, looks like, will hit for Fergie when the time comes. So here we go. Cubbies needing to rally here. Going to be tough. 36 to Rudolph, and swing and a miss. Upshaw comes out firing. BB, strike 3, Rudolph. Probably should have pinch hit for him too. Don Young, the batter. Here comes a pitch, tough again, and Cecil Upshaw, he's bringing the heat. 2 strikeouts in a row, and the Cubbies are down to it. Final batter going to be Paul Popovich. Crowd on their feet, trying to exhort their home team on. Here comes a pitch, 7's going to be in play, and Popovich, it's a ground ball down to shortstop. Sonny Jackson picks it up, bobbles, fires, and side retired. Ball game to the Braves. So a super tough loss for Fergie. He pitched really well, and Abernathy couldn't get it done. So the Cubbies go down in order in the bottom of the 10th inning. So your final line score, the Braves, 3 runs on 8 hits, no errors. Cubbies, 1 run on 6 hits, no errors. Fergie Jenkins going to take the loss. He's going to fall to 20-9 in this replay. Cubs are 22-11 now in games in which Fergie has pitched. Your winner in relief is going to be Doyle for the Braves. And the save goes to Cecil Upshaw, who pitches a 1-2-3 inning in the 10th with 2 Ks. So a heck of a nail biter here, taking it into extra innings. The Cubs rallying to tie it in the 7th. Fergie just ran out of gas, tried to come out in the 10th, and gave up that single to Clete Boyer, yielded to Abernathy, who walked Felix Mian. And after a ground ball moved the runners along, Tommy Aaron, pinch hitting, comes up big with a 2-run single, and that is your ball game. So player of the game in this one, you could almost give it to Fergie, but he got the loss. So really, actually, for the Braves, I'm going to go with Sonny Jackson. He had a 2-for-5 day RBI. Was caught stealing, but made a couple of nice plays in the field, so he'll get the award. As the Braves thwart Fergie in his bid for number 21, which was the actual number of games he won in real life in 1969. All right, so that is it for start number 33. We've got 7 more to go in this 1969 Fergie replay, so coming up on the end. And again, looking to exceed his real life win total of 21, which I think he has an excellent shot to do, barring a complete meltdown. And of course, the Cubs did suffer a complete meltdown in 69, so hopefully that does not carry over here. A couple of things too on the channel. Coming up on 400 subscribers, I didn't even realize that we were at 390 now. So when we get to 400, we're going to have a pretty significant giveaway, and I'll announce that later. Actually, it would be a choice. The obvious thing would be a complete Glory Days boxing game with all 3 current fighter sets. And I'm also going to include a choice of a baseball giveaway as well. So more details on that coming, as well as other updates on Glory Days boxing in terms of what fighter sets are next after the welterweights. Currently have a poll going on the Facebook Glory Days Boxing Group Facebook page, and also on the Sideline Strategy forums. So check that out, or if you want to leave a vote in the comments here. Welterweights are next, of course, the next month, and after that we have 4 choices: the fictional set, a second set of 100 heavyweights, the light heavyweight set, or the featherweights. So those are the choices in the poll, and again, I'll have a specific update for that in itself later. So until next time, thank you as always for the support. Thank you for watching, and until we meet again, keep rolling for the fences, and hope you all have a great Saturday.